Hey guys, I've had quite a few questions from people asking how much will I earn with my Hivemapper Dashcam. So I wanted to make this quick video to explain how the earnings work. Before I get into it, we are very early to an awesome new project. It's fast moving and there's going to be a lot of updates over the coming weeks and months. So make sure you hit the subscribe button below and you'll get updated every time I bring out a new video, letting you know about the latest updates with Hivemapper, what's going on, what you should be aware of. So how much will you earn from your Hivemapper Dashcam? As you know, you will be paid in honey tokens, Hivemapper's cryptographic currency or crypto token essentially. So probably the most important factor is the price of the honey token, how much that's going to be. The short answer is we don't know how much each honey token is worth in terms of dollars or pounds. We're still waiting for the honey token to go live on exchanges. So there's no trading volume, which means that there's no price been set from the market. So we currently don't know what the price is. At some point in the future, it will go live on an exchange and we'll be able to trade it. So we'll know the price. Having said that, if there's a long gap between you getting your dashcam and a honey token going live on exchanges, at Future Networks, we plan to let you have the opportunity to send us the honey tokens and we will buy them off you. This is slightly difficult because obviously there's no market price. We're going to have to come up with a price that's fair for everybody. But if there's a long delay, we will give you that opportunity just so those of you that actually want to cash out pounds into your bank account rather than holding onto a honey token that you may or may not want, you will have the opportunity to do so. Those of you that want to just wait until it goes live in exchange, absolutely fine, but we will give you the opportunity to cash out if you do want to. So price is obviously completely out of our control. There are, however, some things that will influence how much you're earning that are in your control, namely the amount of honey tokens you're earning. So let's get into how many honey tokens you will earn. So the factors that influence how many honey tokens you will earn are all down on the Hivemapper documentation here. If you want a really comprehensive overview of the project, you can read through this entire document. I'll put a link to it in the description. If you don't want to, then I'll summarize the most important points for you as a driver in this video here. So needless to say, the amount that you drive and the amount that you're mapping is going to heavily influence how many tokens you get. The more you map, the more tokens you're going to earn. It's a given. But within that, there are definitely other things that will impact how much you get paid for driving, let's say, a kilometer distance. So the first most important factor is the novelty, the route's novelty, meaning has anybody already mapped the road this week, or are you the first person to map it? If you're the first person this week to map the road, you will get paid the most. The second person to come along and map the same road will get paid the second amount, all the way down to the 10th driver to map the road that week, who will get the least amount. In the early days of the network, which is what we're in right now, this is going to be one of the most important factors to how many honey tokens you get paid per kilometer or per mile driven. The second factor is the region that you're in. So within the UK, there's two so-called boosted regions, London and Manchester. So drivers in these regions will get paid more per mile driven and per mile mapped than drivers outside of these two regions. So again, I'll link this in the description below. But you can see here the map of London. This blue dotted line is the outer boundary. So everything within here is considered the boosted zone. I can zoom out a bit. It's actually quite a large area. So certainly not just central London. So you can see, for example, it goes all the way out to Heathrow Airport, to Richmond Park, and then Manchester the same, you can see here. So also quite a wide area of Greater Manchester. So for those of you in London and Manchester, congratulations, you're going to be earning more tokens than everybody else. Everyone else, I'm sorry, it's just the way it is, because the mapping data in London and Manchester is going to have a lot higher demand than, for example, in smaller towns and cities of the UK. So more revenue will be generated by the mapping data from London and Manchester because clients will want that data more. For each region, so no matter where you are, there's also something called a regional multiplier. So the regional multiplier is determined collectively by the drivers in the region. So if everybody is mapping at least 10% of a given region in 1 week, then you can qualify for the maximum regional bonus for that region. Also, if all of the drivers in that region are hitting a minimum of 100 kilometers per week, then you get even closer to that maximum regional multiplier. And then there's something called resiliency, which means that the top 10% of contributors in one region aren't providing more than 60% of the entire mapping data for that region. I know these can get a little bit complicated, but this is just to demonstrate that some of this is also out of your hands. It does depend on what the other drivers in the region are doing. But look, this being said, we really encourage you just to install the camera and forget about it. Don't worry too much about how all these calculations are going on. Just treat this as a passive way to earn extra income. Some weeks, some months you will earn more or less than other months and weeks, depending on the amount you're mapping and the other factors that I just explained. We also think it is great that they put so much thought into how these rewards are calculated. I think this is really going to help it to be a long-term project that's providing value to the customers, which means that we can all benefit from increased income for years and years to come on a long-term basis. Ultimately, the goal of Hivemapper is to generate revenue through selling this mapping data. And that has all been considered in how the calculations are, the rewards are calculated. So finally, the final thing for you to consider is the quality of the mapping imagery that you're collecting. So again, something's out of your hands. If it's dark outside, if it's rainy and really bad weather, if there's too much other traffic that's blocking the view of the roads, for example, you're probably going to earn less or nothing for that specific mapping data. On a bright sunny day, when the whole road is clear, you're going to earn more. I hope this has been a useful clarification. As I said, this is going to be a fast evolving space, so make sure you hit that subscribe button below and we'll update you with future videos. Thanks a lot and see you in the next one.